about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 4th official episode of Apotheconversations, Royal Palm Aluminum Fantasy Football Edition. I'm met here by Casey Thomas and Logan Miskowski, and I'm the Scat Man.
Yeah, no,
You were
that's
telling me a story about that?
yeah. So that song is holds near and dear to my heart because when I was in college, went to Stetson University. Go Hatters! I
They're
moved
the
into my
Hatters?
the Hatters,
Like the
Stetson
Mad Hatters?
Yes, the Mad Stetson Mad Hatters,
Oh,
100%.
Haberdashers?
haberdashers.
So I moved into my dorm, and the guy that was across from me, his name was Dave Long. Shout out Dave. He played that song on blast, nonstop, night and day, and it was.
Why?
He was hyped for college. We all were, but it was like, I mean, I would go to class and then I would come back and it'd be like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm the Scat Man, and then we would be just kind of like, okay.
2004 or 5 for
It
you?
was 2004.
What are you doing, Dave Long? Hanging out with the Scat Man? Scat Man John?
Literally has pictures of him with the Scat Man.
Scat Man Dave Long.
R.I.P. to the real one, Scat Man John.
He was the real one.
Did Scat Man die?
Like 10 years, 20 years ago. He died a while ago.
Oh, he died, but that was after this.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah.
He was not the Otis Redding of the scatting world. Of his biggest hit was posthumous. He was he was still alive.
But no,
DMC
yeah, good
is
time.
still
So
alive. Run DMC, is it the one who got shot? No, the other guy. The
Rev
other
Run is
rapper.
still alive.
No, who's the one that got shot but he didn't die really?
50 Cent.
50 Cent?
50 Cent got shot 9 times, but I don't know if that's who you're talking about.
I feel like it's a different person. He was also in that game where the rappers fight each other.
There's a lot of rappers in
Def Jam.
Def Jam.
A lot of rappers at the let's see who's in there. Redman, Method Man, Exhibit.
Cool.
Snoop Dogg was in there.
50 Cent.
50 Cent.
The
50 Cent
Shiz,
died?
the Riz.
No, he's alive. He was shot 9 times.
No, the one that
lived.
actually died.
Tupac?
But he did
Tupac and
Tupac.
Biggie.
He's not actually dead. Exactly.
Yes, Tupac and Biggie are
Was Tupac
alive.
inside the Def Jam?
I don't recall.
I'd imagine he was an Unlockable.
That game
Probably.
was actually freaking awesome.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, those. So my fun fact of the day. Casey will get a real kick out of this. The N64 era of wrestling games.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. N64 era.
WCW versus NWO.
They all use this Japanese engine called the Aki engine.
Aki.
Specifically for those wrestling games. They're much beloved. One of the last games to use it was the Def Jam series. They used the Aki engine to make those Def Jam games, and then they're like, "This is too cool. History cannot have this. We have to stop with the rappers and stop with the cool fighting games."
Wow.
Anywho,
so my quick fun fact is, when I first got into college, I was lucky enough to, when I was rooming with Adam Lynch, my friend from high school, he got me in 2 weeks before school started. So I got to go into, because he was already there as a part of the security team for the campus, because he's a year older than me. And so there's just so many video games that were played on that floor. We had become addicted to the Guitar Hero and parties and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, I made it through the 4 years of school, but I could have been more focused on school for sure.
you're talking to a guy who took 8 years to get a 4-year college degree because
we all got our degree.
Heavily addicted to League of Legends.
Did anybody else in our bracket get a degree at the office?
I did not.
You didn't get a degree?
I did not finish.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are you
That's
not the
a
only
story
college
for another
Are we?
podcast.
Rats?
We'll have to consider that. Moving on.
So
So all of our beautiful stories aside,
Talking about the Scat Man.
we're talking about the Scatman. Man, Can Scattaboo picked him up off the waivers, I think. I don't think I I
you
did draft him. I drafted him in
absolutely
like the 13th
yeah,
or
you
14th
drafted
round.
him late.
You drafted him. It was a beautiful draft pick.
I watched some film with him last couple hours
Sean's
ago.
in love.
I'm in love with him, man. He
He's
looks like Sproles, except he's like a mean, angry hamster Sproles. He's like a hedgehog. Well, I guess they already
You need to look at Doug Martin. Watch Doug Martin run,
Yep.
the muscle hamster.
muscle
The
hamster.
muscle hamster.
He will give you Cam Scattaboo flashbacks.
Yep.
Cam Taro.
Cam Taro.
Anyway,
That was a huge surprise. And talking about surprises, what else did we see over the weekend?
we're so
the
lucky.
NFL.
Logan, what did we go do? You forget?
We are. Oh, what did we get to do?
What did we get to go do
I
this
thought you
weekend?
said, "What are we going to do?" And I'm like, about all the injuries. I don't know.
No, we'll get into that.
No, we were fortunate enough. One of our largest suppliers and best friends, PGT Miter, sent us out to their box at Raymond James Stadium to go watch the Jets versus the Bucks.
Shout out Miter Brands.
Shout out Miter Brands.
And all the other fans get sunstroke.
That's right. Watching my guy who was the best man at my wedding, who works at NASA, bake in the sun while me, the window guy, gets to sit in the box, was very fun.
It was beautiful. The opportunity was amazing. The game was very strange in the beginning with 18 or 19 flags
a
called.
lot of flags.
19
19
flags.
But I feel like
flags.
there was like next to none in like the fourth quarter though.
No, they're like, we
everything-
need to
slowed
end this
down.
game. We
Yeah.
got other games to play.
Vegas called in, said the over/under on this time of this game is going towards the over.
Yeah, we need you to stop throwing yellow flags.
No, but it was an awesome game. You know, it was pretty fun. You could feel within the box because it wasn't just us. It was a few of the other guys in the league.
I'm glad it wasn't just us. Too.
Yeah, some other folks that were meeting. But you could feel the attention of everyone in the box maybe starting to wane a little bit in the third quarter, early
Everyone
fourth
else,
quarter, when
I
the game was
locked in.
the game was a bit more of a blowout. You know, a bit more chit chatting in the back, watching the red zone on the TVs. But as soon as the Jets scored, you're like, oh, cool, the Jets
Made
scored.
it a game and
Oh, the Jets scored again.
blocked
Oh,
a field
shit.
goal.
Yeah,
They
you
block
know,
a field goal
then
for
they
Run it
block-
back for a touchdown.
pick six.
Take
it
the
was
lead.
it was electric. It was one of my favorite football experiences I've had.
PTL. baby.
Yeah,
PTL,
PTL, Tim.
just couldn't have asked for a better way to watch a football game on a Sunday. And it's going to be tough to go sit in the stands at a regular game.
That
in
being
the
said, the
future.
Dolphin Stadium for a night game, that's going to be nice too. We're
Yes.
going to have to go check that out and
Do-
figure out
No,
one of
that's
those.
a lot of fun.
Dolphin Stadium at a 1 p.m. game is a nightmare, though. Just a heads up.
I feel like it has more shade than Raymond James did.
There's twice as much shade.
Yeah, but if you're not in the shade,
Don't
dead.
don't
We will-
sit in
we'll
the
have to
not shaded
prioritize-
seats,
we'll have to
Logan.
prioritize that when we
That's
get
a
the
rook
tickets.
move.
that's
Some of the other crazy stuff just in the NFL week in general. I mean, a lot of fumbles.
a lot of fumbles.
You had Derrick
Travion Henderson
Henry
had
dropping
two,
the
right?
ball.
Not Travion,
No, the other,
Ramondre.
Ramondre
No,
Stevenson.
Ramondre Stevenson put the ball on the ground twice. I don't know if you guys saw the Monday night game.
Derrick
Derrick Henry. Derrick
Oh,
Henry.
This is the third game in a row that Derrick
Mhm.
Henry has fumbled
He's
He
had
the
didn't
ball.
have 3 all last year, I
Yeah,
don't think. I think he
and-
had like 2 last year or something.
That sucks.
He was frustrated too because there was about 6 minutes left in the game when he fumbled. And
Baltimore
like,
did win
he-
that handily, though, right?
No.
No, they lost.
Detroit won.
They
by a
lost
touchdown.
Oh
handedly.
my gosh.
Yeah.
That
That
fumble
pretty much
kind
sealed
of
it.
sealed it. Yeah.
Same situation with Ramondre Stevenson as well.
I mean, Ramondre put the ball on the ground twice.
I don't know how.
I
he
can't
is still on
remember
a team.
who was the one that fumbled at the very end. It might have been Drake
I
May.
think it was Ramondre Stevenson twice.
It might
And
have
but
been.
though the other running back fumbled once too.
That
Not
wasn't-
Travion Henderson,
Yeah.
the third guy. I don't remember who
I
his
don't
name
remember
is.
either. Wow.
Yeah. So
I
it's,
mean,
it's
and was there 3 games with punt recoveries or field goal block
blocked
recoveries?
field
Field
goals.
goals.
Like, yeah, you
Eagles
had
and Rams
the Green Bay Cleveland game,
There was one more, I think.
and then
the
our game.
Tampa Bay Bucks.
Oh, excuse me. You started. Yes.
Yeah.
The
That
Green Bay
started
game
the
also had a
trend.
field goal recovery.
It was a blocked
field
field
goal.
goal.
They did.
Yeah,
The
Green Bay was
won.
going to kick. No, Green Bay was going to kick the field goal. Cleveland blocked it.
That was when you were really locked in on the
Quinshon
game.
Judkins
Gotcha.
ran the ball to a point where they could kick a game-winning field goal. Judkins is another surprise.
That
I mean,
was-
I kind of last week touched on it that if he was given the opportunity, and boy, they're against Green Bay, he made them look pretty bad. And they
Yep.
stuffed Gibbs. They stuffed. Who else did they play? Was it Minnesota?
Yeah. So
So,
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones and
Jordan
Jordan
Mason.
Mason.
Yep.
They stuffed those guys. Couldn't stop Judkins. So it'd be interesting.
Well,
lot
Jordan
of
Mason
injuries,
did great
too.
this.
Jordan
this week.
Mason, big week for me. Very happy to see that. That
The
was
subject of big weeks. I feel like it's pertinent to pop open the top 5 of our league right now.
Feel pretty good.
If I scroll down here a little bit, you see other people in the league, but I mean, just one. Number
You
one,
don't need to go past 5.
Beast Mode and the Phoenix still sitting it out as number 1. I think you also have most points scored and biggest blowout.
Yeah, it was a very funny for the 3rd week in a row, a statistical anomaly, which is the Phoenix themselves.
What?
You'll let you guys parse out what that means. A third week in a row, we have a new biggest blowout in the league, which is just a lot of fun. Sorry, Mikey. That's a real tough week for you, man. I mean,
Mikey had 2 significant
he
injuries.
had Mike Evans and CD get hurt, which is real tough. And my team did wonderful, except for BTJ.
Actually, injuries including that where Jimmy lost his kicker literally as the game started, so he could have no chance
That's tough. Yeah.
for the Giants kicker.
I think he did get a field goal though. They did run him out there to kick a short field goal, but that was it.
I'll have to check that from the last week.
James Cook,
James Conner.
James
Conner going down with a season-ending injury. Najee Harris going down with a season ender. You had obviously Mike Evans going to be out 2 to 4. CD's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks. Terry McLaurin's going to be out this week. Mac Jones potentially is going to be out.
Well, they're thinking about bringing Brock in. So I guess as a quick thing, as we're on that subject, Brock Purdy also had turf toe starting after week 1.
Yes.
And Joe Burrow had turf toe, but they had different grades of turf toe.
Correct.
One had a turfier toe than the other.
His toe is much more turf.
Because Joe Burrow's turf toe is terrible.
His much more turfy toe.
And he went and got surgery already.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's gonna come back someday, though.
He could come back very late in the season. I think last
3 months,
but it's
recovery
unlikely.
time.
It's pretty unlikely.
I don't think we're gonna get many explosive runs out of Brock Purdy if this is the case.
No, he's gonna be managing, and he's gonna be throwing. He will not be running.
I mean, it's better for you, Ricky Pearsall owner. Better
Ricky
for me,
Pearsall,
Jawan Jennings owner.
Well,
CMC owner.
Depending, because Mac
Jones
is going to be out.
Yeah.
Potentially.
No, they're saying Brock is in this week.
Last I saw, it's still questionable. Tyrone Tracy, he's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. And just as a recap for the season, like that was just last week.
Yeah.
But you're talking Aaron Jones on the IR, George Kittle on the IR. We talked about Brock Purdy, Justin Fields, J.J. McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, Aaron Jones Jr., Zach Charbonnet. A lot of injuries
early
in the
season.
first 3 weeks to navigate.
There were injuries even before the fucking season started too. So.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So
yeah, it's interesting. It's because usually you see this big glut of injuries week 10, 11, 12, 13, later in the season. You'll get a couple key injuries, real sad injuries early in the season a lot of times.
That's where the Godwin and Evans injuries occurred last year for Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just your body starts to wear down, especially if you have either a late bye or an early bye, and you get your bye week 5, 6, whenever they start, or you get your bye week fucking 14, and you haven't had a break in weeks. That's when it happens.
It's tough. We draft our teams so that we fill out the roster. And then we draft a bench for the bye weeks. But after the last couple of weeks, people are having to scramble on the waiver, making trades.
I'm pretty impressed with your team, Casey, that you've been able to maintain this level of injured bench because you started, I think, the year. I'm going to actually be pivoting over to your bench right now.
Yeah, I had Godwin, Rashee Rice.
Pacheco.
Well, Pacheco wasn't hurt, but I had Godwin, Rashee Rice. These are just injured.
Joe Mixon.
Like my bench was my weak spot because I drafted a bunch of guys that I was banking on coming in.
I mean, you also drafted A-Shane, who's also supposed to be questionable before the first game as well, which was pretty ballsy.
And Quinton Judkins couldn't play, also wasn't signed at the time.
That's another one.
You drafted him.
I guess I could say, and it's too early to say, but Judkins looking good now. We'll see what happens with Godwin.
Yeah.
They're saying he's going to come back this week. I think it might be too early for me to start him. Might have to let him get reacclimated a week before I insert him into my roster, but Rashee Rice will be coming right behind him.
As a part of my trades, I got Jordan Addison. Now, Jordan Addison has been suspended, but he's been allowed to practice, right?
That is correct. Yep. And his suspension was 3 weeks.
He's back online this
next
week.
Yep.
Question for me, is it the right time to bring him back? But before we get into those league-specific questions, and I think that Jordan Addison's decent enough, question for anybody who might have him on their roster, why don't we get into our new segment, PPP, which stands for Patience, Planning, and Panic. I wonder how that's going to sound in the audio.
Great.
So we're going to have Casey, who's the the originator of this idea, although I'm sure you've heard something similar before.
Sure.
Start us off.
Well, the idea is we want to think about not just in our league, but across the board, different players in fantasy that might be looking at the first 3 weeks and kind of getting anxious or antsy about
Anxious
what's
for
going to
antsy.
happen. So, for instance, a player like Brian Thomas Jr. Um,
Hi, my name's Logan, and I own Brian Thomas Jr.
3 weeks in,
Oh,
people
I had to
have
go
got to be
find him because he's on
concerned.
your bench.
I would say be patient with Brian Thomas Jr.
Tell me why you don't think it's time to panic for Brian Thomas
I think
Jr.
because he's on an offense that
He is on an offense. It is an offense.
Confirmed.
The offense is called the Jacksonville Jaguars.
they are the Jaguars, but it is an offense that's going to be on the field a lot. And I say they're going to be on the field a lot, meaning their defense is okay. I think they're going to have a lot of opportunities to throw the ball. They're
Yeah.
going to be behind in games. He's not having a target issue. It's a him problem right now.
Mhm.
He is the problem. He's dropping balls. That can be corrected.
BTJ, you need to stop dropping balls.
He is kind of playing scared though. Like
There's something going on, and I mean, last year he didn't have great rapport at the beginning with Trevor Lawrence, and
Mhm.
then Mac Jones came in and like they just clicked. So there's plenty of time, plenty of season left. If you own Brian Thomas Jr., no need to panic. Have patience. Give it a couple more weeks. Maybe if you feel so inclined, you can send a trade offer.
Move into the planning section.
as I have.
But I think BTJ, I think you can have a little patience with. Do you guys
Well,
have?
I guess with each of these different segments and our different takes on it, we have the opportunity to kind of create a are you or were you right or were you wrong? So I'm actually going to oppose you in this circumstance while Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback, because I think the problem is Trevor Lawrence. I was the previous owner of Brian Thomas Jr. last year. I didn't draft him. I picked him up off the waiver wires when John Hansen, who drafted him, dropped him in the early part of the year. Now, Brian Thomas Jr. didn't start out super crazy well, but once Trevor Lawrence got hurt, I think he ramped up into these 15, 20 fantasy point games and was a solid, studly boy. But he never felt like strong wide receiver one territory when he was on my team. He was always just like, oh, well, he's doing better than whoever injured CeeDee Lamb that I had at that later part of the
Right.
season. And he never felt like a powerful wide receiver one. Malik Neighbors, on the other hand, who I drafted in 5th or 6th round, did feel like more of a real first round pick. And I think actually hit the caliber, and they were drafted side by side this year, correct? Literally, they were 11, 12,
pretty
12,
close.
and 13.
Yeah.
Malik
They're about a
Neighbors-
similar tier.
Malik Neighbors feels like the wide receiver one of the Giants. So,
Yeah.
Giants. Brian Thomas Jr. doesn't feel that way to me.
Yeah, it's tough because I am biased. I've
You have him.
thankfully I've thankfully been able to the rest of my team has performed so well each week that I haven't needed him by any stretch of the imagination. I could effectively leave him in as a hopes and dreams kind of guy that this will be the week that he gets it back together. Him and Trevor find that connection. He's in the scheme. He makes the catches. Blah blah blah. I haven't needed it. I'm not going to bet on that all year. Like to me, and this is.
And he hasn't done horribly, to be honest.
He
You see the
hasn't.
projections.
He's gotten I don't know like
He's
8 to
averaging
9
seven.
points.
He's averaging
Yeah.
7 points a game.
Yeah.
The numbers that I would just quickly throw out there.
Or
I have it
I will
pulled
say
up
for
here
my
so people can
second.
see what he has, right?
No, you see us. Still
Just
just
us.
us.
Really.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when do I have to go like that in order
Yeah.
to switch?
Yes.
All this time, but I've been pointing at things, you guys haven't been seeing anything.
No.
Nope.
Oh, well,
That's okay.
shit. Well, here he is. Welcome to Brian Thomas Jr. to the chat.
Yeah, so you're talking 8.5 points, 7 points, 6.5 points.
I know you
I've
love
had-
targets.
I've had
You
much worse.
love
It's-
targets.
It's about potential, guys. And like I said, Trevor Lawrence, yeah, he's part of the problem. He's throwing the ball to him, though. 7 targets, 12 targets, 8 targets. The problem is when you look at the numbers a little closer, he's catching about 20 to 25% of
That's
those balls.
awful.
What is that? Those are drops.
Mhm.
Those are throws in the area that he's just not able to get, but he's
Yeah.
had a number of drops. It's correctable. If he was getting 3 to 4 targets a game, I'd be concerned.
Right.
That's where I'd start to panic. I'll touch on that in a little.
Does he feel like an elite wide receiver one still this year?
He's a number 1 receiver on his team. Therefore, when they play, they're gonna go to him. They're not gonna veer away from him.
Calvin Ridley is also wide receiver one on his team, but
That's
I realize
We're dropping off as
explored
far
fully
as
this pretty full.
talent and
But-
all that stuff. Yeah, it's tough.
So, do you guys have someone in mind for as far as patient you should be?
I'll
Patience
Oh, so we're
you
gonna
should
stick it-
show.
Yeah, I
Very
think we'll do each tier
patience. Very
first. I think-
good.
yeah, I think each tier, each section makes sense.
Okay.
I'm calling to be patient as much as it pains me to say. On our boy Ladidi McConkey.
Oh, Lad
Uh,
McConkey?
Lad, I hate the Chargers, especially having just lost to them. But Lad is a very talented wide receiver who is unfortunately being outshined by a
I
resurgence
did
of
it right this time, right?
You did,
Good.
yes. A resurgence of Quentin Johnston, who seemingly has learned that he has hands this offseason. Good for you, bud. I'm so glad. And Keenan Allen rolling his walker down the sideline. I think Ladd is too young, too spry, and too good of an offense to be discounted. He hasn't had really a huge amount of success so far. My biggest contributing factor, I feel like, is Keenan Allen hasn't played 16 games in a season since 2017.
Okay.
He has a lot of injuries.
So
he,
with all the crazy injuries we had, you're expecting some of them will unfortunately fall to the Chargers, and that'll increase his stock.
yeah, I think, I mean, because he's unfortunately just not been the target for the games. They
Lad
have
was drafted a few picks after
He was the second round pick.
BTJ.
Yeah. And they also have a pretty decently easy schedule coming up. They had a real gauntlet in the beginning of their 3 divisional games in the beginning.
I'm
but
actually
they're-
not sure that's a benefit to this.
I mean, playing an easier team is not a bad thing for a wide receiver. You know, regardless, everyone's going to score more points, I think. So playing someone like the Giants, who all of their games have been shootouts so far for the most part, you know, at least high-scoring affairs. Playing Washington, whose defense is okay. Playing, is that Miami? I thought so.
We'll get into that
Playing
later.
against Storm Duck and the Miami boys.
If he's
you know,
healthy.
if he's healthy.
Casey, what
Playing
do you
against
think?
Storm Duck's buddy. Anyway, so.
I think you're right. Being patient with Lad is the right call. I'm not as high on him as you are. I think Keenan Allen. People were saying, "Oh, Keenan Allen's washed." I think people just realize Keenan Allen is playing for a better quarterback
Yep.
in general.
He's-
I think that offense is a much more spread offense.
Mhm.
They've got 3 big time receivers. They now have a bell cow running back.
Yep.
It's a run
Good
dominant
job, John.
head coach. I don't know. I feel like the regression that Lad is showing right now, I think could be kind of the norm. The argument with BTJ, me saying he's a number 1 receiver,
Mhm.
Lad's the slot receiver.
Yeah.
He was kind of the go-to because he was always getting open. When you have multiple options, like you kind of go to who's open. I mean, Quentin Johnston for the first time is showing a little bit of pop. So
yeah.
I think the regression here is somewhat legit, but I agree. I don't think it's time to panic yet.
I also don't think that you need to. So, of the tiers or the categories
patience,
of this,
yeah.
there's
I think
patience, planning,
Yeah, I
and
think-
panic. He's definitely, in my opinion, he's in the planning section. I think that this might be your last week where you can sell on par for Lad McConkey because you still have that draft position that's resonating in people's minds. After this week, I have a feeling we're going to be kind of getting stuck into, well, he's gotten 7 and 6 and 3 and 6 and 2 and 5 or whatever, or you might get a banger game or whatever. But in my opinion, Lad McConkey is going to be a firm wide receiver 2 maximum.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I think he's really good, and I'd like him on my team because he's better than my wide receivers I have for the most part. But in my opinion, this is find the time, wait for the pop game where he does a little bit better. Unless there's significant injuries, that Lad's not going to be able to be rising to the level of his draft position.
Yeah.
So that's that.
It'll be tight. It'll be interesting to see how that progresses over the year. I hope he falls off a cliff as a Broncos fan.
Oh, very good.
I want Justin Herbert to be throwing to the air because the closest
Oh.
receiver is in the hospital down the street.
No.
I'm actually kind of joking. Not really.
Kind of joking.
So Sean, you had a different take on.
Oh, I got my patience one, and I'm curious to see what you guys think about this. I was also just trying to pull him up. Since we're on us right now, right?
Yeah.
So we're working on some of the technical aspects of things. As you could tell, what was it? There's two things that are consistent.
It's a new week, a new podcast, which means there are two things for certain. One, we have a new setup, and two, the Phoenix wins again.
Although we all won this week.
We all did all win this week.
My take's Drake London.
It didn't go.
I gotta do this, and
you did a big thing over there on the keyboard. It didn't go.
Did it work this time?
It did work this time.
Very good, Drake London.
Yeah.
So Drake London, also drafted in the mid to early part of the second round. This one was drafted by our resident Big T Teddy, and I think Drake London is extremely talented, and I think that he's going to have some better opportunities after this surprisingly strong Carolina game, where Carolina's passing defense was extremely good randomly. Minnesota, which is a fantastic defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be coming into a slightly easier segment coming up.
They got a
very early bye. Maybe they have a
first week bye.
Have a recalibration opportunity there with Michael Penix. I mean, tossing the ball. I think that there's going to be a crossroads here, whether it's Derek Carr, Drake London, or Michael Penix tossing him. I think Penix has the opportunity if he keeps getting
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, excuse me. Same shit.
It took me a second. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What team are we on?
I was having like the ghosts
retired.
of Christmas past coming out of the wall, shaking the chains at me. Or whatever.
I always mix them up in my head.
Kirk Cousins
people.
and Derek Carr.
Yes,
that's crazy to me.
Wow.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's because I'm a novice. What was Derek Carr on last year?
Saints.
He was
empty calories cousins or empty calories
Carr is the joke.
Oh, see, I've already conflated them in the joke I said today.
He had the craziest first 3 weeks of the season last year, and then fell off a cliff.
For New Orleans.
For New Orleans, yeah.
And then I remember that game where he fell off the cliff, and they had to bring Spencer Rattler, and I hated him ever since. Anyway, on the subject of Drake London, though, I think Drake London is, first of all, 9.5, 4.4, and 8 are not crazy bad option or situations here. We got 15 targets in the first game versus Tampa. Minnesota's a really tough defense. Carolina was surprised. Something weird happened in that game. The whole offense.
Divisional game.
I mean, Bijan Robinson had 156 rushing yards and they didn't score.
Yep. No, they just Carolina hunkered down.
Brought it up.
Divisional game. It's one of those weird things we talked about.
You can never anticipate divisional games.
They got Kuechly in there again.
Luke Kuechly came back out of retirement. It was crazy.
I think Drake London is be patient with him, and because I think that obviously his draft position, he needs to do a little better than this, but we're not that far off. What do you guys think?
Your take on Ladd McConkey, I think if Drake London has a big game this week, I think you tried to trade him. I think this is a planning person.
Interesting.
I think you plan because I don't
Who else are they throwing the ball to besides Drake?
Kyle Pitts
and
Bijan,
Darnell Mooney.
But
when he's
it's
on
not
the field.
about who else. I think it's in this case.
The Chargers was about the really populated backfield, or
right. I think in this case, it's who's distributing the ball. I'm not a fan of Michael Penix. No offense, dude. You can ball, but I don't see him as an NFL everyday quarterback.
And you don't see the development coming on the horizon?
I don't see his progressions, how he's been reading. The fact that he's so hesitant to use his legs is, I think, a huge detriment to the potential of his game. And I know he's trying to be that consummate pocket passer. He doesn't have the cognitive ability not to not be a quarterback, but just to make those.
Just called him stupid.
Well, you got to have a high quarterback IQ to be a highly effective quarterback in the NFL. And I'm telling you, over the next few weeks, you're going to see calls for Kirk 2 Chainz to come back.
For Derek Carr to come
Kirk
back.
2 Chainz.
All right. What do you think?
I think this is,
This is a first. Also, this guy was a borderline first, second round draft pick, and he's putting up 4 points a game.
Well, he's putting up 9.5, 4.4,
Putting up 6
8.
points a game.
Yeah. I do. Let me say first off, I think Drake London's draft stock was way too high. That didn't make any sense to me. I saw people calling for him a top 5 wide receiver.
I think
type
he got
shit,
a little
like,
inflated.
That's crazy. Michael Penix. We got to remember, Michael Penix has played 6 NFL games. He played, I think, 3 last year. I could be wrong. I think it was 3 or 4 last year. Not many.
The last 4.
And he's played 3 this year.
Yep.
He's played.
And he's lost them all.
Right.
No, he won versus Minnesota.
Oh, he did win versus Minnesota.
And I think, didn't he win 1 or 2 last year? I could be wrong.
Pretty sure he lost.
Anyway, I think the talent around him is sufficient enough.
And his record's better than the Dolphins.
I think the talent around Penix is enough to prop him up. I think he'll have time to develop. I'm not a huge Penix guy. He's not going to be the next Michael.
Now remember,
Vick.
we're talking about Drake London.
Right. I'm getting there. I think he's sufficient enough to make Drake London a better wide receiver.
Imagine somebody calling you sufficient enough. That would be like the worst.
Listen, if someone called me sufficient enough at my
I'm
job,
gonna get a sticker made for the podcast that whoever got the best score could be sufficient
enough. I'll take it every week. I think that Drake London will increase in value over the year. I still don't think he'll ever increase up to the height of his draft capital.
Okay.
So like I think I'm kind of with Casey here. I would ship him out. I would send him off to somebody who wants him more than I do, because especially if you can get good quality in return, you can get, using our metrics from last week, a 55-45, a 60-40 trade for it. You know,
this is the patience one. So if you were to trade him, we'll talk about one of each other's.
Yeah.
Well, who would you trade for Drake London right now?
Like, who would I give up?
Not from your team, but like who do you think the ideal trade for Drake London is?
Oh gosh, it's all in the eye of the beholder.
Let's do
man.
a wide receiver swap. What wide receiver quality currently in the market would you put Drake London at?
A Lad McConkey. I think those two, are right now in kind of similar situations.
I'm way higher on Drake than Lad.
No, I think Drake is. I mean, I don't know. I don't get the Drake London stuff. I don't think he. I think.
So what would give me
like
a different person?
Like currently, I'd be like a T Higgins.
Better than a T Higgins.
I don't know, man. Well, I mean, I guess current T Higgins is tough.
T Higgins doesn't have a chance right now.
Current T Higgins is tough. But in a perfect scenario, Joe Burrow's playing, blah blah blah. I would put him at a T Higgins, like good wide receiver 2 option.
Okay. I don't know who I'd trade him for, so we'll move on.
Right.
So we'll get in the next one. We'll let you take it back, Casey.
Planning.
Planning section.
I'm planning with DK Metcalf. I'm going to go another receiver.
Metcalf.
Except with DK, the reason I'm planning is I think he's deceptively good right now. He's averaging 3 to 4 targets a game.
Yeah.
That's low. Yeah, like you said, I'm a target.
You're a target boy.
Well,
no Walmart for this boy. He only shops at Target.
I'm sorry.
He's receiving 4 to 3.
He's catching 4 and 3 balls a game. That's due for just some mega regression. Plus, when you're looking at the fact the last 2 weeks he's had touchdowns, there's going to be games where he doesn't score touchdowns. And if he's catching 5 balls for 40 yards and no touchdowns, that's
tough.
That's skank.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
So let's revisit this. You're in the planning phase for
I'm in the planning phase. So
you like DK Metcalf.
I am hanging on to DK.
We're looking at DK now,
not
right?
Panicking.
I can't see.
I'm not
good.
I'm not going to sit here and hold him. I'm going to put some chum in the water and see if someone's listening, or if there's someone who has an injury to a CD, or someone has an injury to a Mike Evans.
This is where DK is performing at pretty much the level he's expected to, but you're ready to leverage that to get somebody you like a little bit.
Sean, you remember last year owning DK Metcalf?
I absolutely agree.
I remember
I would,
him
if I was
year.
owning DK Metcalf right now, I would be moving on, because it's the same exact kind of feeling as with Aaron Rodgers as it was with Geno Smith. Both guys like to throw the freaking football.
You can't panic because he's putting up double-digit numbers.
No, this is a great time to try and get
He's barely putting up double-digit numbers.
That's what I'm saying.
I would say that this is, if you're light on a running back, you can get somebody like, now what running back would you, all right, do you have a different opinion? Are you also in the
It's not a matter of what position you could trade him to receive. It's like I said, someone who's missing a CD, someone who CD Lamb just went down, they're missing their number one receiver. You could dangle a DK Metcalf, and if
Plus,
they've and if they've got something that you're needing an upgrade in, whether it's if you need help at running back, if you need help at tight end or quarterback,
What
he
value would you go for with the DK right now? What's your target? That's what I'm saying. Like, what would be your plan? Obviously, you don't own DK, so it's generically accessible. What kind of, let's say you're light on a tight end. What level is DK Metcalf for a tight end?
DK is
Like an
I don't
IR
have the
George
exact
Kittle?
number, but he's somewhere in the 30 to 35 as far as the top 30, 35 wide receiver range right now
that
as
would
it
probably make
stands.
sense. Yeah, that's about.
So you're looking to find
He
that
is wide
kind of
receiver 26 according to
26.
this.
Pretty good.
Okay. So
Just out of wide receiver 2.
yep. So he's a wide receiver too.
But
And
he's
you're
also
not
the wide receiver 1 on that team.
okay. And I mean, there's argument to say that, and that Aaron Rodgers is going to throw him the ball more, yes. But I think that Pittsburgh offense, we're kind of seeing what their MO is, and get DK a few jump balls here and there. He's a red zone guy.
What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest DK guy in the world. I think, I mean, he's gotten a touchdown the last couple of games. If he can bang out 40 yards and a touchdown, I guess if you're in real desperate hours and like your Mike Evans got hurt, your CD got hurt, and someone's dangling a DK Metcalf in front of you, and you can get, I don't know, DK and a running back or something, or a tight end or something, just get a 2-for-1 for one of your stronger draft choices. Because chances are, I feel like, I mean, at least in our league, those who have lost those players, they're in kind of I need to start winning now.
They're in a panic
They're in a
mode.
panic thing.
Which they should be, because this is your chance to have a chance to come back. If
Yeah,
you're down 5 or 6-0, you're not gonna really have a chance.
My last year was an absolute anomaly in which I hung on to my very injured players, my Nico Collins and my Christian McCaffreys, for 7 games before I got any value out of them because I traded them then.
Yeah.
That was stupid of me, and it worked out. I got lucky, but I know it was all skill. But this is a sort of thing where you can't be precious with these pieces that you're holding, and being able to get a DK to plug in this hole to be able to use as trade fodder later on, maybe, or to wheel and deal him, or just if you got to stick him in your wide receiver 2 slot, kind of thing, just for a week if they got a good matchup, do it, take it. That's I'm not super up on him, but I'm not just like, oh God, I got DK in my wide receiver 2 slot.
Well, Casey, I think, is leveraging for this section is it the right chance? First of all, planning phase. You want to move them up, you want to move them down, you want to move them around. For me, I also agree that offloading him right now, when he's at this level of value, I think you got a better chance. I think he might get hurt later in this season as well.
Possible.
So
He's
who's your planning section?
My planning guy is my most speculative choice, I think, and that is Jawan Jennings. Old JJ. Jawan is completely contingent on how he plays over the next 2 games, of whether or not you can get any value out of him. If I'm not sure, I think last I heard he's day-to-day on the week, assuming there's no lingering ill effects of his hamstring or whatever the hell it was.
He had a solid week 2 when he played.
Shoulder ankle. Yeah, if he can come out.
His shoulder ankle.
His shoulder ankle. His shankle.
What's a shoulder ankle?
If he can come out and have another solid week, over the next 2 weeks, I'm selling his ass, because it's.
What if he comes back and he's quote unquote healthy? He seems like a decent wide receiver 2 or flex option to me.
The problem is he feels like things are a bit crowded in terms of, because Ayuk's going to be coming back.
When does Ayuk come back?
A couple weeks from now,
I think.
Ayuk's coming back. Kittle's coming back. CMC's going to be there, assumingly healthy. Ricky Pearsall is taking a big step up in this offense. Like, there's a lot of people within that offense that need a lot of mouths to feed. I do think Juwan would probably be the main guy there.
I think the next 2 games will be some of the best games for him to kind of express his value.
And I think for me, I mean, I need another wide receiver in my opinion because I don't like how BTJ
You know
is
what your
currently
draft
performing.
position was with him?
Jawan, I picked him up out of
late.
10th
8th round or something, 10th round. Yeah, okay.
I have all the data here.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Love it.
But yeah, I picked him up very late, and it's not, I'm not. I picked him up for this reason of I want to see how he does, so I can trade him.
Me.
Yes. That's the whole reason I picked him up is because I'm like, I know you like San Francisco players. I know you got Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall gets hurt, ship him off to Sean.
Shit.
But anyway, I'm just watching him closely the next couple weeks to see if stonks up or stonks down.
What's your take?
Casey's sighing deep over there.
He's a player that's a boomer bust, and even if he has a great couple of weeks, unless they show that offense is funneling directly and only through him, I personally don't have anything against him. I wouldn't have any interest in him in that, but I can absolutely see he's in that same range as DK as far as value. I think we saw in their wide receiver 28. So you're talking they're both the right wide receiver 26, wide receiver 28.
With basically one game, honestly. Like his first game, he had like 2 points or something.
Yep. Was that due to injury or was that just ineffectiveness?
I think it was yeah.
So it all comes down to, is Mac Jones going to be out there? Is Brock Purdy going to be out there? Is Christian McCaffrey going to siphon all of the...
Is the difference between Brock Purdy and Mac Jones, does it change your perspective of anybody else on the team?
I don't know if you saw the presser with Mac Jones after the game. Like, he thinks his shit doesn't stink, and it's hilarious. Talking about there was, I guess, a ball that was thrown. People were saying what a great catch that was made. I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Ricky or if it was Juwan, but no, it wasn't Juwan. But and he was like, of course he's gonna catch it. Like I threw the ball to him.
Oh.
And it was just like my shit don't stink.
There you go.
Kind of, big D energy kind of thing. But I don't know. I think Purdy's probably a safer bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because hopefully he comes back to play football.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to mine. Let's see. Did I do it right?
Who are you planning? Yeah.
All right. Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker is wide receiver 4 after 3 weeks.
That's so funny, man.
Do you guys ever see this guy before?
Trey Tucker is wide receiver. He's wide receiver 4 after 1 week
for the Oakland Raiders.
The Oakland Raiders.
Not after 1 week because
the first week
had
was
a
good
12-point
too.
week too.
Yep.
I'll be real, and then lost. The Chargers are extremely stout. Washington's not that flimsy of an offense, so he had 3 touchdowns. I got it.
Yeah.
Chicago will be a good one. Chicago, if he makes 15 points, 12 points, I think I got an asset on my hand. He's my planning guy. Now, the question is, with my players and my team, is he somebody that I'm keeping or is he somebody I'm going to try and sell on? I got kind of like this Browns quarterback room of wide receivers on my bench. I'm going to show you that. My bench is Calvin Ridley, Jordan Addison, Trey Tucker, and then the last one is kind of Ricky Pearsall. From the 4 of those players, they have different matchup opportunities. I flip them in and out. I gotta sell 1 or 2 of them. I don't need all of them, especially when we're
have to.
I gotta sell 1 or 2 of them, and because I need another. Honestly, I'm looking for another running back. And I have in the context, I have Woody Marks, and I think I've officially moved into the world where
I think Woody was a good pickup.
I think I've moved officially into the world that Cam Scadaboo's going to be my new flex play. But I would really like to see if Jordan Addison really can pop off, can have good kind of synergy with the backup quarterback or something like that. He'll be on there. But to get back into the Trey Tucker concept, Trey Tucker was a pickup because he might have value for a trade concept. I'm surprised there weren't more people involved. He's with a wide receiver 4 out on the waivers.
Just no one trusts the Raiders, man.
It's the one big blow up game. I'm not saying don't believe the hype. I love the idea of grabbing him for the value. Maybe play him, maybe hang on to him. He has another couple of weeks and shows that, his target share goes up
Yep.
incrementally.
Yep.
So that's a good positive sign.
How much fab
He
did
and-
you spend? Sorry.
$22.
$22.
So he and Geno Smith are obviously making a formal connection.
And Geno Smith throws the football.
Yes, he does.
You know what I mean? He's not, first of all, he doesn't not throw the football like J.J. McCarthy. You couldn't even get out of his hands before he was annihilated. He's a veteran quarterback. And I would pick either. I would love Ja'Cory Myers on my team also. And if he's playing in an equivalent kind of stance as Ja'Cory Myers,
Yeah.
I really like him. I have Ja'Cory Myers in our other league.
I think something you have to air
I've
caution
not made a decision
to.
about him, which is why he's in the
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
section.
You air caution to the big blow up game. There are plenty of players out there that go from obscurity to looking like diamonds in the rough,
Yeah.
and then they fall back to earth. And
It's an
fickle-
NFL season, you know. That's
fickle-
just
fickle
how it
thing.
happens.
So is this not a good planning opportunity, would you
No,
say?
no, this is equivalent to Tim picking up the quarterback Daniel Jones blowing $44 or however much he
For a
spent
15-point
for
game.
15 points. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later.
But no, like you make that play for when you see someone who blows up like that. Juwan Jennings was that guy last year.
Yep.
Last year, and you saw that. I think
had
it was
him.
you had him. You jumped all over that ship.
Yep.
And it was
All over that dick.
well, no, it's just you ride the hot hand.
Yep.
And I think planning that out
You got
makes perfect sense.
You got to. I would recommend selling before that hand gets cold, though, because it is.
But that's the plan.
That's going to take a lot of forethought and a lot of seeing and trend. 3 weeks is the beginning of a trend, but we're still not there to where you can make a hurricane cone of uncertainty.
I think we got 2 weeks. We got a relatively tough week and we got a relatively easy week. We'll see how it shakes out. Let's move on to panic.
So as far as my panic,
My panic.
at the disco.
if you've spent a first round pick on Ashton Genty,
Shame on you.
No, no, because everyone was high on him, so you can't be faulted. But
Second round pick.
realistically, okay, so back end of the second round, I've seen him in leagues that went in the top 12, though.
He was generally
Our
called for.
league saw the writing on the wall and let him fall to the second round. But
My wife. Sorry, Tabby.
no, that's okay. She's learning the game, but to see the usage, is he the bell cow? Absolutely. You need this guy as your running back. However, the panic kind of falls in on that offensive line where
The O-line, that's the problem.
he was supposed to be this really amazing runner that didn't need a great O-line, that was just going to break tackles and just blow through holes, and he's getting blown up right now.
Yeah.
So much contact behind the line of scrimmage, at the line of scrimmage.
What's his average yards?
Negative.
No, average yards per carry
But
No, his average yards before touch.
before contact.
negative.
Oh, absolutely.
it's one of those things that if
I don't know
you're
if
an
you see all the
owner of
stats here.
Ashton Genty,
No. Continue.
you need to panic. You need to do something. I'm not saying you trade him away for peanuts. You find someone who has depth and is willing to do a 2-for-1 and to be able to give you some consistency, a better floor than 5-6 points.
If I was allowed to trade with Tabby, I would
not.
absolutely trade for Ashton Genty. I think Ashton Genty is in the patience firmly for me. I think he's got brighter days ahead.
Say it with me. Running back success is team success. And I have no faith in the Raiders. For someone who watches their dog ass team twice a year, I'm forced to watch the Raiders twice a year.
The Oakland Raiders.
They're just they're in the camp of, and I thought it would get better once, what's his name, the corpse that they propped up and was the owner for fucking a million years, Al Davis. I thought once Al Davis kicked the bucket they would stop doing it, but they didn't. They spend all of their early draft capital on superstars, and they don't build a team. They never do. They always spend $1 billion on Ashton Genty's, on fucking Michael Crabtree's. No, not Michael Crabtree. Was it Michael Crabtree?
Yeah.
Thanks, Crabtree. Michael Crabtree. All of these super highly touted, spectacular, wonderful players.
Adams.
Devontae Adams. I mean, Adams had a little bit of success. He had more success than
Well,
usual.
he had success, but that's the kind of
but
player
that's
they
the
go
kind of-
out and make splashy moves like
and
Jerry Jones.
But they don't build a team.
Nope.
And that's the reason they're going to revel in obscurity until they figure out what they're doing. And so I have zero faith in any skill position player on the Raiders. It's
Well,
just
You don't like him.
Sorry,
Who else
Tabby.
don't you like?
Sorry, Tabby.
I mean, he's averaging barely 3 yards a carry,
It's crazy.
and we are at the point, folks, 3 weeks in. So at the start of this podcasting, we're theorizing. It's all fluid, right? Last week we were kind of seeing things. 3 weeks in, you got a fifth of the season in, like it's go time. You need to start making decisions.
And he could somehow
I'm hitting the button. Panic.
He
panic,
could
panic.
somehow find his footing and really get going, but it is rare to see those uber dominant skill position players that don't have, especially running back, that don't have a halfway decent line in front of them.
Yeah.
I'm panicking, unfortunately, and this one hurts me, on T. Higgins. I love T. Higgins. I try to pick him up as often as possible.
I mean, before the draft, you talked about like I'd rather have T. Higgins than Jamar Chase.
Red alert.
Yeah, exactly.
Red
I gotta be
alert.
real. Since mine are also Jamar Chase and Chase Brown, why don't we just do all three of them together right now?
We
The
could do
Bengals.
the
The
Bengals.
Bengals
The
offense is fucked.
it's a
boned.
panic.
Red alert.
We'll add, what's his name? Not TJ Hawkinson. Tell's the tight end's name.
Yes.
Literally, it
Gesicki?
Mike
says
Gesicki.
forgettable day in loss. That's not nice.
That's a regrettable day. You woke up. That's
forgettable.
Forgettable. I just said regrettable. Yeah, I mean, it's that whole Bengals is just.
The backup guy didn't work.
Jake Browning.
And Jake
I'm
Browning
so
didn't-
glad I dropped him.
You made
God.
it says Higgins barely saw Jake Browning on the field.
Yeah.
They didn't even see each other in the locker room.
Yep.
They were playing different games.
It's just.
What's up with that,
even
man?
even with Joe Burrow on the field, the Bengals didn't look.
Minnesota's
That good.
defense is good, but yes, I would be panicking as a T. Higgins fan, as a Jamar Chase owner, a Chase Brown owner, as a Bengals fan.
At the panic level we're at, since Joe Burrow is out, where is the floor at the bottom of these stocks? Like, where should T. Higgins be being traded? Like, what's the relative value you guys think?
Find someone who likes T. Higgins.
Yeah, my only thing is like to spice up a trade.
He was a second round pick.
Yeah, he's a sweetener now.
Yeah, he's spice up your trade
He's-
is like the only thing
Yep.
I could I put him in the tier of. Even that's not fair.
Jamar
It's unfair.
Chase too?
Well, I was say, no, Jamar
Yeah.
Chase's name value is too high.
Yeah.
That is like
Jamar, you can hang on to.
There's some fundamentals that are different from the type of player we're talking about, though.
Jamar Chase. Unfortunately, never was, but kind of has become a boomer bust player due to this. He's always been fairly consistently high scoring, not always, but
Right.
past couple of years, he has now become a boomer bust player with these developments, that's not what you want from Jamar Chase, but at least you get the boom option,
Because
T. Higgins,
he's a wide receiver one.
T. Higgins has always been a lower, slower burn. He's a more consistent 10 to 12 points a week, usually something like that. 9, 10, 12 points.
I don't think that's a round 2 pick situation then. I'm surprised that T. Higgins went that high. He seems more like
People
a DK
were
Metcalf
very
kind of
high
situation.
on the Joe Burrow show.
Yep.
Because they paid both of these guys. They paid all three of those guys, Burrow, Chase, and Higgins, paid them a bunch of money in the offseason, and they were expecting fireworks, and what they got was a big old.
And they're going to go face Denver next week.
That's going to be a tough
Can't
one.
wait.
What's Denver's run defense like?
Unfortunately, that is kind of our weak spot. Right now, our middle linebacker, Alex Singleton, is kind of our weakest spot on the defense. We have a great front four. Our front four is, I think, one of the best in the league. And Talanoa Hufanga is playing a really good linebacker role. But yeah, our middle linebacker is not great, who's kind of the best at stopping the run.
Can't stop the run.
But I don't know.
Who was Chase Brown?
Who has Chase Brown?
That
would be John.
Yeah.
John Hansen.
You sure?
Positive.
Unless he dropped him.
Oh,
but-
no, he's in his flex.
Yeah.
I was just going to pop up Chase Brown. I feel like it's kind of redundant to talk about these. It is panic mode with this defense, this offense. Jake Browning, It was versus Minnesota. Could we be wrong? Could Minnesota just been super crazy?
Minnesota's a strong defense. Brian Flores runs a tight ship.
Yeah.
So we could see a little bit more offense.
Yeah.
They got such a
48
tough
10 is
They have the Denver, then Detroit, then Green Bay. Those are all extremely hard teams to get points out of. So the question is, for us who don't have any stocks in any of those three people, should we buy them soon or should we buy them in 2 weeks when people are really drowning?
I mean, it all depends on the circumstance.
yeah, your position. What do you need?
What do you need and what do they need?
And so there is no Joe Burrow secretly coming back like on the
No.
third day.
Oh no,
like
it's
the resurrection of Christ.
3 months. 3 months is the surgery.
He could make it for the
He had the
Bengals
surgery.
playoff push.
He had the surgery last week. So like it happened.
Yeah, he could.
But 3 months is what you're talking.
The Bengals when they're fighting for their wild card spot.
Now, on that topic, there's talk.
Continue.
There's talk that Kirk Cousins should be considered as far as
Holy crap! Wait a minute.
I've blown
Hold
Sean's
on a
mind.
second, guys.
There's a whole avenue called the trade deadline that
Tua
happens.
could go to
It's not
to
just
a
get
worse
the out of
offensive
here.
line.
Not Tua. Shut up. Listen, there's this avenue where it doesn't just happen in fantasy.
Yep.
These trades happen. Like it can. And one of the avenues is Kirk Cousins. Now reports currently from
I thought we
Atlanta.
wanted Kirk Cousins over at Dolphins, though.
I mean, that was me personally.
Oh,
I would
okay.
love to have him. Word out of Atlanta is that they're not starting him because they don't want him to get hurt,
Yep.
because they want to trade him, but nobody's calling. Even with all the injuries and the Russell Wilsons
Does Kirk Cousins
disintegrating.
have a big outstanding contract they'd like to dump off to somebody?
Well, that's part of it. Because if anybody calls them, there's going to have to be some sort of negotiation where Atlanta takes on a big portion of his contract because
Yep.
he getting paid, and he getting paid. It's real.
Yep.
Like he's
Yep.
getting paid like a starting quarterback, like 40 mils, and right now he's just having the time of his life in ATL.
He's probably just trying to help Penix develop, probably just hanging out. And
Grandfatherly with his
He's-
68-year-old self.
I feel like he's the guy. He could be traded anywhere, and he could do well.
Yeah, it'd be fine. I
He
mean,
knows how to football.
his biggest problem is his mobility, in that he has
Which-
none.
If you're in the fucking Bengals, then you kind of need some mobility to get
Yeah.
away from the bad guys.
I think that would be the other thing. If I was Kirk and there was a trade to Cincinnati,
if
I'd
Justin
be using
Fields got benched,
I'd be using
then
that no
Justin
trade
Fields can-
clause.
Justin Fields can go over and kick some butt over in Cincinnati.
I mean,
Kick some butt.
Kick some
or
butt.
Tyrod Taylor. Go one of those two. I'll take either.
That'll be
either one.
interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see how that develops.
You know what that does? That makes me want to buy in on some of this panic. I want to get some of this panic.
Sean
That being said,
loves
poor
to invest.
Chase Brown.
I don't
I don't think he's gonna. Even if we got a new quarterback, it's not gonna fix this offensive line.
Problem is, Sean, you like to make a deal more than you like to have success.
Hey, shut up! I'm still 2-1. On the subject of 2-1, why don't we pivot back to Casey and where were our picks? Where'd they land?
So this past week,
Moving
Week
to the new
3.
section. How did we pick?
yep, this
Working
week
on it.
I did the best.
Wow.
I was the best.
I was the best. This is the second week that I had the best pick'ems. I was
I
5
was
and
the
1.
best last week.
I was 5 and 1. I believe Logan was 4 and 2.
Yeah.
And Sean was 4 and 2. Very respectful. Respectable.
I am respectful.
That would put
also.
our totals. I believe I'm 12. No, I am 11 and 7. Sean is 11 and 7. Logan is 10 and 6. That is our weekly pick'ems, and we can jump into this week's matchups.
Yeah, we'll pound through these
We'll
guys
have
a
to
little better
kinda
than we
see-
historically had been. I'm gonna click.
We have a pretty good sense of these teams,
Yeah.
so
Why
I
don't we
think
start
we
with
can
me?
do this pretty efficiently.
Not
so-
much has changed. So it's me versus Happy Pancakes. What you got, Casey?
Well, I
Did I
think
click it right?
you clicked
You
it
are clicked
right.
it right.
Getting
Looking at the matchups, I don't like Happy Pancakes' team this week. I think I think he
still has
is.
Tyrone Tracy in.
Yeah, that's for now.
He came by my office to want to make some changes, but I was actually working.
He
so-
knows how to push his own buttons.
He's going to be starting Singletary. I talked with him. I don't think it's bad because I think Singletary will probably end up getting
A carry.
30 to 45% of the workload. I think he's going to be on the field, at least pass catching.
Is it a passive aggressive for me to put Cam Scattaboo in versus him?
No,
I don't think it's passive aggressive.
mean,
I think
he
that's
just-
I'll be
I
real,
think that's
having
not
smart.
to.
Happy
Yeah.
Pancakes is the massive Giants fan.
I think
Yes.
your weakness is tight end at this point, Sean, and defense.
I
But
got a tightest end.
I think you're gonna handedly win this, pending any sort of insane trade.
Massive blow-ups on Amon-Ra St. Brown versus Cleveland. Cleveland's secondary is pretty good too, though, huh? The defense in
their
total?
defense is pretty solid, man.
They held the Packers to 10 points.
But they also let the Ravens score 45 or whatever.
They're
So
the Ravens.
I think
you
Rome
know.
Odunze is going to have a big game on Jimmy's side. So we all agree, me. We'll move along. You
Logan?
think Jimmy?
just thinking, yeah,
He's-
no, I'll take you, Sean. It's not enough.
Let's not make it too
unfortunately.
complicated.
safe-
Everybody thinks
safe
I'm
play.
going to win.
Not enough.
And if you guys are wrong, well, you lose too. Casey.
There
Yeah.
we go.
well,
Here's
give
a
me it.
closer one.
You go for it.
First questions first. What are you doing about Drake May? You leaving him in? You switching him out?
Drake May
It's
is
his new number one. He's a New
staying
England
in.
fan. Haven't
Yeah,
you heard?
he's staying in right now against Carolina.
I just didn't know could your soul
my
take
bench.
another week
Well, I was
of
gonna
having
say
a
my
Patriots
bench right
player?
now. I have Kyren and Tet McMillan.
Are they going to be the quarterback for a
I'm
team?
playing. I am playing right now. I was wanting the projections to be closer.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I'll make it more exciting. No, I'm
Yes.
going to do whatever I can to make the projections look as far off as possible.
To me, I always feel like the game goes worse for me the higher projected I am to win. That being said, I do kind of think we might have a. I want to pick Tabby. I just can't. I just can't. Like
Sorry, Tabs.
I hate Kelsey. I can't believe he's still in the league. Nico Collins versus Tennessee. I do think Nico could have a big week. I know Houston has issues. I think Nico Collins could have a big week. JSN could have a decent week against Arizona, but Arizona's playing surprisingly well.
JSN is her best player.
Yeah, far and away.
I mean, and Hurts.
It hurts, but so you're taking Chris Olave out? Are you putting?
I don't know.
No, he's not putting Mike Evans in.
I
Actually,
have
who's
my
your backup?
roster. I have my roster. I told
Oh,
you.
you have Tedero McMillan.
And I have Kyren to play around with.
You know what?
I think Kinshon Judkins is a good option. Too,
I will go with
You got a good
my
team, Casey.
gut and go with Tabby with this. We'll see what I think.
I love it.
The look that Sean's giving me
I
of
love
like
it.
No, I'm
disappointment.
not you. I'm just. I also, like you, want Casey to lose to my wife. Mostly because poor Tabby's 0-3 because she's Miss Unlucky this.
She is
this
Mrs.
season.
Unlucky.
I'll be real though. Hurts, I think he'll have a good game. I think Hurts is going to have another Ram-like game because Tampa's so weird in how they play.
tell
I
you
think
right.
Nico Collins could do good against Tennessee. I think JSN could do good against everything you said is absolutely accurate. Casey's team's got a lot of juice in it,
It's juicy.
especially with that Chase McLaughlin.
You still gonna play Chase McLaughlin? You gonna ride the hot hand there?
I mean, he got 20 fucking points from him.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's my new
yeah.
kick. Oh, he's my kicker
He's
going.
your, he's your boy.
He's my guy going forward
Oh yeah.
after him.
That being said,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Philadelphia did block a field goal,
That doesn't count against the
and
kicker
he
though.
just had a field goal blocked in his previous
They're
game.
gonna tighten that up. I think I'm more concerned about Jackson Smith-Njigba than anyone else. I think Genty is washed. I think the Bill from Capitol Hill is washed. I think
Washed after
Yeah.
4 games.
did you see the
I know.
distribution?
Jared McNichols got a lot of carries and the other.
I think
fuckers.
they were-
Chris, whatever, Rodriguez Jr. had 11 totes.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
go
they
with
don't know
Tabby
what they're doing.
because that's what my heart tells me,
That's good.
and
Do it.
because I sleep with her. So we're gonna move on to Mikey versus Nightmare Tornado.
Taking myself.
I mean,
What?
good job, Casey.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll say right now, Mikey's team does not have the pieces to win against John's team. John can swap out his entire fucking bench with his main roster and still have a decent team. And Mikey's team is cooked with the loss of two of his main wide receivers.
This is a tough week for him, pending a big trade, which could come in the form of Mike Evans for Chris Olave.
Well, that would be
trade alert.
That'd be a middle trade, I would say.
Trade alert.
I don't think that really swings this much.
I still think I'm going to go for Johnny.
Trade alert.
I mean, if it was, having Elikio Manor in your wide receiver 1 spot and that being correct is tough. Like
Io Manor, I have a feeling versus Houston could have a 15 to 20 point game.
Yeah, but
I mean, actually, I wish all those points go to Calvin so I can sell him.
He has so many drops this year. It's crazy. Calvin Ridley has so many drops. Anyway,
almost as many as Marvin Harrison Jr.
Unfortunately, I got
Brian Thomas Jr.
I'm picking John as well.
You're like,
you guys said it. John is pending a Mike trade. If Mike can make a trade to get a couple of players to juice him, I think it's the injuries are too much.
I think Mikey would have to move off of CeeDee Lamb to get equivalent level like Drake London and another high level person or something like that. That would be kind of a sneaky opportunity.
Yep. He's got to might make a lot of moves though, and I just
Mikey likes the moves, but he's only got a couple hours or a day or so.
Couple days, yep.
Or moving on to Steamroller versus Ken. Ken is actually fairly highly projected to not without a running back on his team.
He now has Trey Benson, who he hasn't put in yet.
Trey Benson's going to be awesome, I think.
Courtesy of me.
That was very nice.
Much to the chagrin of everyone else in the league.
I don't understand.
I think that's very nice, especially because I'm the one who gave him the broken goods.
Very nice. You gave him the broken goods, and Logan didn't do his due diligence. And if you're watching this and you're not in this league, make sure that you shop because you could get better value. That's all I'm going to say.
No. You knew you could get it better than Trey Benson.
For sure. I didn't tell anybody that I was
tight end.
I got Mark Andrews out of it because I do need a tight end, and I do have the stack with Lamar.
Mark Andrews is going to get hurt.
But this is a league. This is a league health thing.
Did you watch the Monday night game?
I know how good I know what's
Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
For someone who scored 20-something points, he was not impressive to me.
No, Mark Andrews hasn't been impressive in
ever.
Years. So.
No, this is
And you're the one who spent 85 fucking fab bucks on him last year.
That's because last year was his regression year. Prior to that, Mark Andrews was a that was a huge swing and miss for me last year.
Sometimes you miss.
So what do we think here? John versus Jonathan Taylor. My God.
JT's been crazy. Josh Jacobs has been good,
He's been good. Last week he was mid.
Is Jaden back?
Jaden is practicing.
Okay.
But it's not 100% yet. But yeah, he's practicing. So
all right. I think Caleb Williams is great. Corey Myers is going to be really good. Travion Henderson shouldn't be on the roster. Jake Ferguson's going to do really good.
I disagree.
Travion Henderson should be on the roster.
I think Travion Henderson is going...
That's the one that's not the one I was thinking.
That is not Ramondre.
Okay,
you know what? I'm going to go against the grain here. I think this is
I was going to go against the grain.
Oh, are you?
I was going to go with Ken.
Pick whoever you want.
Take Ken, because I'll take Ken too.
Are we taking Ken? Are you taking...
I'll take John.
I think
the biggest risk is John has a boomer bust wide receiver. Honestly, that's just kind of it. Actually, 2 boomer bust wide receivers and Jerry Jeudy and Zay Flowers.
I think looking at this now, it's weird for him to have Pickens and Ferguson, but with CD gone for the next few weeks, I think those two are primed for a ton more targets.
Javonte.
I think Henderson is going to have a coming out party.
I mean, is he gay?
No, and this is something I wanted to touch on. So for a guy, Ramondre Stevenson putting the ball on the ground as often as he does historically, coming in and fumbling the ball opening week, fumbling the ball twice yesterday.
Yep.
They didn't put Henderson in, so either he's banging Vrabel's wife and he's in the proverbial doghouse for it, or I don't know. They don't. There's something going on that they're not willing to give him the keys to the city. they need to give it to him.
Yeah.
Give him a chance because that offense is struggling right now to hold on to the rock.
So for me, the tipping point is Cincinnati able to pull something together here versus Denver?
I think Jamar Chase is going to have a good. I just think he's going to have a good
He's
game.
gonna have your dude
Patrick
Surtain on him.
Surtain's going to be covering him probably, but PS2 is hurt and honestly
Maybe T. Higgins will have a good week.
Yeah.
Be good for selling
over
him.
under 100 yards.
under.
I'll take the over.
Wait.
Over on Jamar Chase.
On Jamar Chase, 100 yards?
Yes.
I'll take that under.
Let's go.
There's your honorary hot take.
I'll
All
take
right.
that under.
So so it's 2 for Ken and 1 for John. Just to
Yep.
keep it spicy. Now Trouble D versus Danny.
Man, just
This is the
looking.
toughest
This
one.
is a tough one because Teddy's team is hard to love, but I can't give up on it because
It's easy to love Teddy though.
Derrick Henry
Love you,
can
Teddy.
blow up any week.
Yep.
Sounds like
Love,
he's blowing up every week.
well, he blowing up, fumbling.
So sad.
I
Versus
think
Kansas City's a scrappy team to face as well.
funny enough, a lot of the players that we were talking about underachieving, Terry McLaurin, Drake London, T. Higgins,
They're in this
DK
game.
Metcalf, they're all
We
in
could
this
add
game.
Tony Pollard to that list. Everyone's saying how Tony Pollard was going to have a
His
crazy
efficiency is
year.
unbelievably low.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he gets handed the ball every play. So.
Yep. So it's going to be interesting. I think this will be the closest matchup.
Yep.
I would probably I'm going to give it to Teddy this week. I think Daniel Masat's luck is going to run out.
I think
this week.
I agree with you too. I think that Green Bay versus Dallas is going to be a higher scoring week for Green Bay because they want to stay ahead of the Dallas offense.
I also want to say that notoriously the Philadelphia Eagles do not play well in Tampa. Notorious. You could look up the stats. It's crazy. They actually have changed their travel schedule and they are coming a day early. They plan on holding a full practice to play a full day of practice on Friday in Tampa so they can try and acclimate to the heat because they get smoked every time.
That's really funny.
Florida sucks.
Yeah, it's
Florida
hot.
does suck.
It's hot, but not in that box.
I'll pick
that
Daniel.
box was
that
nice.
box is wonderful.
So you went with Daniel.
I'll
So
pick Daniel.
We went with Teddy. You went with Daniel.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
I try to be specific at the end so we can be easier to pick out.
I love it.
I'm gonna go with Logan. I'm gonna go with Logan. Emeka Egbuka's amazing. Buka Nakua is amazing. Lamar Jackson's amazing. Montgomery is going to struggle. Jordan Mason's, however, not going to struggle. Brent Strange is not going to be on your roster because you're going to go with Mark Andrews or whoever you end up doing.
That was
another
actually still
trade.
kind of a toss-up. I'm working on that. Brent Strange had a decent little game for me.
Decent little game.
Against San Fran, just kind of beat up.
No, not versus San Francisco's defense, though. You want to go. So what is it? We got Mark Andrews for Kansas City. I think you should do a double trade and try and get somebody else.
We'll see. I'm going to look around. I got to
trades be flowing, yo.
Tight ends be my issue.
I
Anyway.
think this
Detroit
is a trap
was
game.
Cleveland, huh?
Trap game.
I think it's a trap game for you, Logan. I think you are underestimating the power and the strength behind the fantasy team.
I think Logan's gonna be the last
The
undefeated.
fungus among us. I think they are primed.
Oh, are we trying to be nice to him now?
No, I think they are primed. So last week
Yep.
you had a killer week.
Yep.
Right? 134 points.
Something like that.
Right? You like best in the league,
Him?
right? Wrong.
No, it was Teddy.
Fungus among
Tim
us
is good.
had the highest score last week. And I think he's going to do it again. I think he's going to put up, because he put up 140 plus points with a subpar Daniel Jones game. I think Daniel Jones goes off.
Well, I like everything you're saying. It's very spicy. It's wrong, but it's very spicy. I'll say that the only points that you're going to be happy with is 45 points for Cortland Sutton because he gets 3 touchdowns.
Absolutely. That'll if he. I say this on. I said this off.
You'll take a win.
I said this past weekend. I will lose every fantasy game if Denver wins their games. I think I'm liking my lineup more. I still don't love my tight end, and honestly, I'm not super psyched about Demont versus Cleveland. Demont looked stellar versus the Ravens, but that Cleveland D is kind of shown to be real tough.
Actually, I wouldn't be so afraid because unlike the Green Bay Packers, who have kind of stuck with just Josh Jacobs.
Mhm.
You guys will have the switch up between Jahmyr Gibbs and David
And
Montgomery.
Demont, yeah.
Then it's gonna be different versus Cleveland than the kind of one-dimensional run offense of Green Bay.
My big concern is that it's not a Demont week, and that's just it is what it is. Last week was a Demont week. Jahmyr Gibbs had a good week, had a solid week. I think he got 14, 15 points, something like that.
Yeah.
But Demont busted some big
Is
growth.
Detroit Cleveland a divisional match?
No. It'll
NFC, AFC.
Yeah. It'll be close. I think I'm gonna win. I hope that Chris Godwin doesn't come back this week. I would love a week of just Emeka by himself.
Is Chris Godwin?
As of right now, he's questionable. He was spotted on the field today practicing.
I would love Emeka by himself. That would be real nice for me. I mean, Emeka's had plenty of production with Mike Evans on the field. I'm cool with it. I'll be more concerned.
It's funny you say that. I actually think it'd be better for you to have one of the other guys on the field because Emeka Mbuka is particularly good, but a lot of times I found Sauce Gardner on Mike Evans and not on Emeka Mbuka when he's making your big catches.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That being said, the big one-arm play of the game catch was versus Sauce Gardner.
Yes, it was.
Yep. It was great.
Yes, it was.
So we're moving into our second to last segment. The last segment's be very short. But should I pick him up or should I keep him on the waivers?
We didn't practice that beforehand.
There's
what we got on the waivers?
I was trying to look and find players.
Anybody?
Well, no, like just looking at our waiver wire. There's a couple of names that
I'm gonna do it by
kinda pop
rostered
up.
percentage.
One got picked up prior to the show, so I will give kudos to Teddy.
Oh, who did Teddy grab?
He picked up actually there's been several moves. He picked up Rams backup running back Blake Corum.
Oh yeah, I was wondering about that.
I was looking
liked
at
that.
him.
Corum was my other option besides Woody Marks. Woody Marks, I feel like Kyren is still it's going to take a Kyren injury for Corum to take the backfield like Trey Benson did for James Conner.
It's like someone is sensing, vibing our discussion points here. Uncle John has made 3 moves.
What were the 3 moves?
He dropped Trevor Lawrence and picked up. I'm really mad because if I had room, I would have picked him up. Jackson Dart. He's throwing a dart.
Is Jackson Dart going to play?
He's got a weird
is starting.
So he's taken over not Jameis Winston.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson has combusted and turned to ash.
Oh.
Jackson Dart
Rest in peace.
is starting this week. So it'll be interesting to see that young trio of Dart and Scadboo and Malik.
Yep.
He dropped Booty and picked up Chris Rodriguez Jr. Also the guy that had 11 touches we were talking
absolutely.
about. And he dropped Ramondre Stevenson.
Good.
And he picked up, I can't even see, just dropped off my screen.
I mean, I guess I could.
And he picked up Torrey Horton.
Torrey Horton
was another player. Like a lot of these guys are people that I would have possibly suggested as, would you pick them up or leave them there? They're picking them up.
Am I correctly on the thing now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as like the leftover skank that's on the waiver, Jeremy Nichols.
Jeremy McNichols, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised that John went with Chris Rodriguez over Jeremy McNichols, who's a bit more of a known quantity.
I'll be real with you guys. None of those guys strike my fancy.
So McNichols had the points this week, but he only had 4 carries.
Yeah.
He had 1 big run.
Washington was experimenting with all of their
they
other
were.
options.
Yes,
and
they
to be
were.
honest, they've been experimenting since the beginning of the season also because they had a split backfield between Eckler. Who's been there for 10,000 years,
well, he just got
somebody else.
And the Bill from Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have their running game understood at all, and I'm not throwing any chips into the hat.
Well, I mean, that's
right now.
if you have, these are all bench spots that John's using, so he's taking a dart throw at some of these guys and hoping that of
Jackson
the 3 that one of them sticks. I like that type of plan.
I mean, I'm sure he didn't spend any money on any of them.
Well,
No, he
I
didn't.
dumped off Travis Hunter. So what do you guys think about him? Since he's the highest rostered non-quarterback.
Yeah. I'm not a fan I never was.
Yeah, you guys were down on the cornerback play, and that really proved to be true. I'll take that L.
And the biggest problem is he doesn't get points for IDP. So like all of this extra work he's doing on the field is honestly making his receiving game worse from a fantasy perspective
Yep.
because he's gonna be tired. He's gonna be more tired. He's gonna need more time off the field. I get it. He's a freak athlete. Blah 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 blah.
Well,
blah.
let's split this up into
But-
2 sections. Why don't we look at just the quarterbacks? Because I know
You've
there are
also
some
got
quarterbacks
Evan
needs.
Ingram.
Evan,
Well, let's look at just the
I
quarterbacks
don't know,
first. So
man.
I got it on the screen now.
sure.
Yeah,
So
Bo
Joe's
Nix.
toast.
Bo Nix is rostered in 94% of leagues.
Yep. I'm
I'm a little shocked that John dropped him.
This
I mean,
is
as a side note for this, we have a currently active bet of who's going to do better, Danny Dimes or Bo Nix.
from
And
week
if we-
3 forward is
from
when we
week
started this,
3
not counting
forward.
week 1 and 2.
I'm tempted to put a claim in for Bo just to hedge my bet.
So,
Because he's
Bo-
gonna be worse if he's on your team, right?
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So I will again, this is delusional Broncos fan speaking. Bo really kicked it up week 3 and 4 last year. Week 4 specifically, I think, was the Tampa Bay game. Was where he really kind of picked it up and kind of got his feet back under him. And the thing I'm seeing with him, which is concerning to me, which I love Bo. I'm here. I Bo leave. It'll be okay. My biggest concern about him is he has kind of a different set of problems than he did last year. Last year his footwork wasn't great because he was rushing through his progressions and making a lot of moving too much when he didn't need to. He's doing the same thing now, but now he's trying to throw off platform. He's trying to do a lot of throws on the run even when he doesn't have to. I don't know whether that was a coaching thing. And he did last year have statistically, I think, the highest accuracy percentage in the league of throwing on the run, I think is what it was, whatever that number was. But he this year he's been he's throwing off platform constantly and lost us, I hate to say it, the past 2 games because he didn't complete not easy touchdowns, but touchdowns that should have been made. He missed like 4, I think, in the Chargers game. He missed 1 or 2 in the Colts game just because he overthrew somebody or tried to make the throw more complicated. And I just, he's just got to tighten it up, man. Bo Nix for MVP.
Are you saying that you don't believe?
Oh, I believe. I can believe, but I can be
Delusional?
Well, I'll be real. Yahoo says that the Chargers have dominating ball control. So what do you do about that? They're funneling them balls so perfectly and handily.
so good. Look
how happy Bo is.
Got a chance to go on a little stretch here. Cincinnati's not very impressive. The Jets aren't very impressive. Philly's a tough
deal, but I would like these next 2 weeks to hopefully kind of get his feet under him a little bit more, give our defense time to settle in, let him build the rapport up with the wide receivers because they've just not quite been in step.
Are you saying I need to pick him up?
Yeah, please do.
All right, so moving on to
$5
wide
down.
receivers left on the bench.
Can't
So
see
Josh
that at all.
Downs, you can't see it?
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
it's very small.
Well, Josh Downs is hurt too, is he not?
No.
No.
Josh
I'm
Downs,
sorry.
people are way down on Josh Downs. I mean, so I think if we click on his performance, he hasn't performed particularly
No,
well.
Alec Pierce
Alec
is
Pierce
hurt.
has been the guy. Oh no, that's right. Alex Pierce is hurt, and then
Was he in the last game and then he got hurt
Got
in that game?
concussed.
So what you're saying is Josh Downs might have more catching opportunities. He just hasn't
Sure.
had those big games.
I love that you have the wide receiver numbers there, that the position rank. That's really cool.
pretty handy.
Yeah.
Very, very handy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love most of these names. I mean, I love Marvin Mims, of course, but in all honesty, I wouldn't pick him up for my fantasy team.
No.
Like, there's not a lot.
What about
to-
Charlie Kirk? He rose from the dead and became black. Oh, Christian, never mind. Sorry, I misread it.
I enjoyed the podcast while we had it.
Oh, are we gonna get
We're getting
canceled?
canceled.
Oh no! Oh no! Shit! PTL.
No.
Praise the Lord.
PTL, but
Kim, unzip your pants.
there's-
I mean, zip your pants.
zip your pants up, Tim.
Yeah, I don't love
while you're
most of
watching
these,
this.
man. They are. If
There's a
you're-
lot of skank. Lot of skank.
if you're like if you're cruising
Tesla.
if you're cruising the board this deep, you're in trouble. I
Yep.
think you are better served making a
Yep.
trade.
Yep.
I mean,
Honestly,
Sterling Shepard.
Yes,
Sterling Shepard had a good game.
if you are searching the waiver wire for help on wide receiver, then
Good thing we are on a laptop.
if you're looking for wide receiver,
Yeah,
on the waivers, come to your boy for a trade.
that's right.
'Cause
Even
I
if
got
you're not in
plenty.
our league, join
Even if
our
you're not in
league,
our league, that's
take
right.
him with
So
you.
Ramondre Stevenson, you think is totally toast? Not a chance that he should even be
Cooked.
put on anybody's
You couldn't
bench.
pay me to pick him up.
He's a goose on
couldn't-
Christmas.
I think
Sweet.
Braylon Allen only has a chance if, like,
Not only Braylon Allen,
It's
I think
fine.
he's a serviceable backup.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think wide receiver or running back, we get a little more depth here. There's some better
I mean, I see
feeling
4
options.
if-then statements on here.
Yeah.
Braylon Allen, Brian Robinson Jr., Rashad White, and Tyler Algier are all running back 1 and 2 opportunities. Just like Trey Benson,
Yep.
they're going to be somebody's going to be spend $60 on one of them later
If
on.
I was gonna say, if CMC goes down, you better believe that Brian Robinson Jr. is gonna be getting $50 thrown his
But
way.
they really
It's gonna
have not
be
even tried to play
No,
Brian
I mean,
Robinson Jr.
If I will say, if you got a bullshit spot on your bench
Yep.
and you're in a good spot,
Yep.
I mean, that's what I did with Trey Benson. I was like, I have
Yeah.
zero desire to put him in my.
It was a dice roll for anybody who, because I had what's his face, Tyler Algier on my bench. We were
Yep.
all waiting for one of our other lead guys to get zoinked.
Yep.
And
And you roll the dice.
You
and
rolled the
it
dice,
pays
and it
off.
was James Conner that got zoinked.
Yep. And I mean, there's every chance, unfortunately, that any of those guys could go down. I mean, Ray Davis too. Ray Davis fits in that same category of
Yep.
if James Cook goes down.
hate seeing this.
No news. No news is not good
Not
news
good
in
No
this
news
case.
is very
No.
bad news. Just like with Joe
Especially-
Mixon.
We need updates.
Kyle Monangai might not be a bad pickup.
He's
but
someone to keep
Jaden
an eye
Blue is
on,
another
especially with
theoretical possibility.
there's a
just the
lot
way that
more.
Swift has been playing. But
Yeah.
there's
There's more depth.
there's a
out
lot
here.
of there's a lot more depth at running back than there is receiver.
I think that Tank Bigsby's got a better chance of taking over than Will Shipley. Will Shipley's already hurt now too.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
not great. He got that first game of the season.
I picked
him
up
first game,
Justice Hill in our other league. I don't have space enough in this one. It's if there is something wrong with the King. I mean,
Yeah.
Justice Hill's their next backup, right?
Yeah.
He's the next man up. He's had opportunities when Ray Rice went down years back, and Justice was
How old's
I
Justice?
forgot how old
Justice
he's been there forever.
Justice
Oh,
has
so
been
he's
there a while.
like 10
Justice is like a
years?
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Gotcha.
go away.
Gotcha. Well, Kareem
So-
Hunt also will have a great opportunity if Pacheco goes down. Although Kareem Hunt didn't really have a crazy year last year when Pacheco was injured the whole time.
No, Kareem Hunt had a pretty good year last year. Not crazy, but a good, consistent. I don't remember.
I had
Casey
him.
every single week was throwing stats at me about how Kareem Hunt is the highest yards per carry, per touch per capita,
He was.
per,
he's,
you
a
know,
sneaky, he's a sneaky player.
sneaky value as he tried to trade me again for the 15th week.
All right, everybody pick your favorite tight end that's left on this list.
Evan Ingram, I guess, just based on possibility.
Yuck.
That's tough. Yeah,
I'm
it's
Jonnu
not great.
Smith.
Chig,
I would take Freiermuth over Jonnu at this point.
not
Well, they all
great.
suck. You shouldn't
Not
pick
great.
any
It's
of them
all
off the waivers.
tight ends
Tight
tough.
ends,
Defense is far more
or
interesting.
stream. I mean,
So streaming this week, New England is a defense
I
that
was actually looking at New England debating it.
I'm gonna
I
switch it to fantasy points.
I ended up going with who did I pick up? I dropped Arizona and picked up the Lions defense.
that's a good one too.
I picked up the Lions defense, but I was wavering between
Carolina is
England.
also one that's sneaky because, I mean, they shut out
We're gonna
the
switch,
Falcons.
We're going to switch into our last segment, which is going to be our final kind of closing remarks. But a good opportunity to segue into that is, do you think the Miami defense has what it takes to stop the mediocre Jets offense? And is that a good pick? Because the Miami defense is going to be spicy and get them.
Yeah, I do. I think it'll be a good game. I hope it'll be a good game.
divisional
Please be
game.
a good game.
It's a divisional, so it'll be weird. I think it'll be a lot like the Patriots game. I think it'll be close. I think we'll eke it out. That's about all I could say.
Did Philadelphia shut down the run game for Indianapolis, or who was playing Indianapolis, or did the Rams shut down Philly's run game?
Check the stats. I honestly don't know. They should be there, aren't they? They're third. Yeah.
Yeah, they bottled them up.
I don't know. Yeah, 6 points. Let's see. Points versus 4 sacks. It's pretty solid. One fumble recovery.
I feel like Saquon was bottled up this week.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to check Daniel's team to see how Saquon did.
Well,
We'll do that real quick.
In the meantime, I already said my Denver piece, but I hope for a good, decent little. Are you actively making pickups and drops on stream while it's currently on the screen? How much fabs you putting? How much fabs you putting?
No fab.
No, it's no fab. It's free.
Oh, it's free. Okay.
It's free 99.
Yeah, I hope Denver has a good
Anybody
has
gonna
a
go
good
pick
bounce back
some
week.
Fab on Isaiah likely.
Yeah.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm good. I hope Denver has a good bounce back week. Thankfully I was four beers deep at a steak restaurant when Denver lost last time after a football game. So like I was in a good enough mindset. 3 weeks in a row hurt me too bad.
Oh.
Anyway, yes.
Saquon Barkley had 18 carries and 46 yards.
Which is pretty bad for him.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's
tough.
The Rams are a sneaky solid defense this week, or this year rather.
Really like the Rams. And did I close the thing?
Yeah, everything's closed. It's just us now.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. I hope that the Dolphins have a good game versus the Jets, but I hope it's not an amazing defense. I hope it's two amazing offenses slamming into one another with tons of points for both of our teams.
Sure.
I hope that your boys destroy whoever they're facing. Who are they facing this week?
They're playing
Cincinnati?
Cincy.
I know your boys are going to.
That was actually going to be a very interesting game in an alternate timeline.
Did you have any stake in? Do you have any stake in your team at all for Denver?
J.K. Dobbins. I have J.K. Dobbins, and I have Troy Franklin, or did I drop Troy Franklin by now? I don't remember.
You still have him.
I still have him.
The 49ers have an entire roster of offensive players and defensive players by the end of this.
That's a good hope.
Well,
anyway,
I think you got to shut us down, but I'd like to thank everybody for joining us for this 4th week of Apotheconversation, probably our longest episode. But I think we are touching base with new things and always exploring new opportunities.
And we'll be back. We'll be back next week with a new setup.
And because 2 things are consistent in this league, we'll have a new setup, and the Phoenix will win. The Phoenix will rise.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
See you.